Welcome to Learn with Lili. Today we are starting with your Universal Science Class 4, Chapter 9. And the name of the chapter is Our Universe, the Solar System, Stepping Stones. Our universe is enormously big. It consists of galaxies, stars, planets, moons, and some other objects such as asteroids, meteorites, and comets. It is impossible to imagine the size of the universe. There are many amazing things that are visible in the sky. In the daytime, we can see the sun in the sky. We can also see the moon and many twinkling stars in the night sky. A star is a huge ball of burning gases. It produces its own light. The sun is also a star. The stars are much bigger and brighter than the sun, yet they appear tiny and faint in comparison to the sun. This is because the sun is much closer to the earth than other stars. On a clear night sky, we can find many groups of stars forming beautiful patterns in the sky. This is Ursa Major and Orion. These groups of stars are called constellations. There are total 88 known constellations such as Scorpius, Orion, Ursa Major, and Ursa Minor. A planet is a large heavenly body that revolves around a star or sun. The path along which a planet moves around the star is called its orbit. There are 8 planets revolving around the sun. Planets do not have their own light. They reflect the light they receive from the stars. They are much smaller in size than the sun. A satellite is an object that revolves around a planet. The naturally occurring satellites are called natural satellites. For example, the moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. Humans have also made certain objects that move around the planet to obtain useful information about it. Such objects are called artificial satellites. The satellites do not have light of their own, but reflect the light that falls on them. A planet can have more than one natural satellite. Mercury and Venus are the only planets that do not have any natural satellites. Now, the solar system. The solar system consists of the sun, 8 planets and their satellites, and some other heavenly bodies. The sun is present at the center of the solar system, and each planet moves around the sun in a fixed orbit. The planets in increasing order of distance from the sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. All the planets except the Earth have been named after Roman and Greek gods. As you can see, this is the sun and this is the solar system. Let us study about the 8 planets of the solar system. Mercury or Budh in Hindi. It is closest to the sun. It is the smallest planet of the solar system. It is very hot during the day and very cold at night. It has no moon. It takes approximately 88 days to complete one revolution around the sun. Mercury. Now Venus or Shukra. It is the second planet from the sun. It is the hottest planet of the solar system. It is also the brightest planet. It can be seen in the sky as a bright object just before the sunrise or set after the sunset. That is why it is called the morning star or the evening star. It is the closest planet to the Earth. It also has no moon, and it takes approximately 225 days to complete one revolution around the sun. Earth or Prithvi. It is the 3rd planet from the sun. It is the only planet on which life exists. It is the only known planet that has water in liquid form and oxygen in its atmosphere. Nearly 70% of Earth's surface is covered with water. This makes the Earth appear blue from space, so it is also known as the blue planet. It has one moon, and it takes approximately 365 days to complete one revolution around the Sun. Wonder box. Earth spins all the time, but we do not feel its movement. Actually, the Earth is moving with a fixed speed and we are moving along with it. That is why we do not feel Earth spin. Mars or Mangal. It is the fourth planet from the Sun. It is covered with red dust and so it appears red. That is why it is also called the red planet. It has 2 moons. It takes approximately 687 days to complete one revolution around the Sun. Jupiter or Brahaspati. It is the 5th planet from the Sun. It is the largest planet of the solar system. It spins faster than other planets. It has 79 moons and it takes approximately 12 years to complete one revolution around the Sun. So this is the Jupiter. Saturn or Shani. It is the 6th planet from the Sun. It is the 2nd largest planet of the solar system. It has rings around it, which is made up of pieces of rocks and ice. There are 7 rings around the middle of this planet. It has 82 moons and it takes approximately 30 years to complete one revolution around the Sun. Uranus or Arun. It is the 7th planet from the Sun. It is the 3rd largest planet of the solar system. It was the first planet that was discovered using a telescope. It has 27 moons and it takes approximately 84 years to complete one revolution around the Sun. And the last one is Neptune or Varun. It is the 8th and farthest planet of the solar system. This planet is known for its fast-blowing cold winds. It is the 4th largest planet of the solar system. It has 14 moons and approximately it takes 165 years to complete one revolution around the Sun. This is the Neptune. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the inner planets. They are made up of rocks. These planets are called rocky planets. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are the outer planets. They are made of frozen gases and are much larger in size than rocky planets. These planets are called gas giants. Remember, Earth's moon is the only natural satellite that has been visited by human beings. Now get it right. Earlier, Pluto was the 9th planet of the solar system. However, in 2006, the International Astronomical Union or IAU downgraded the status of Pluto to that of dwarf planet. Why? It is too small in size and therefore cannot be considered to be a planet like Earth or Jupiter. It is called a dwarf planet. However, Pluto is not tiny. It has a diameter of about 2,360 kilometers. It has many moons run through. Stars give out heat and light of their own. Planets do not have light of their own. They reflect the light of the Sun, which falls on them. Our solar system consists of the Sun and center 8 planets and their moons. Earth is the only planet that has water and oxygen. Now track your progress. Answer in one word. The blue planet of our solar system, Earth. The hottest planet of our solar system, Venus. The ringed planet of our solar system, Saturn. The red planet is Mars. And a group of stars forming recognizable patterns in the sky is called constellation. Now the Earth. Earth is the only planet of the solar system on which life exists. It has water in liquid form, oxygen in air, and warmth of the sun to nourish life. Different forms of life, plants, animals, insects, birds, and humans coexist on Earth. The presence of life makes it most beautiful and unique planet. Till now, it is the only planet that has life. However, it had not always been like this. Earth was formed approximately 4.5 billion years ago from a cloud of dust. Initially, it was very hot. It was like a huge ball of fire, molten rocks, and hot gases. With time, the hot gases cooled down and formed clouds. There were continuous rains that cooled its outer surface. The surface became hard and cooling. Also, the water got collected on the surface in liquid form. The gases formed the atmosphere. Slowly, the condition became suitable for life to take form. Now, we just want to know about the layers of the Earth. The Earth is made up of three layers: core, mantle, and crust. Core. The innermost layer of the Earth is called the core. It is the hottest part, which is made up of dense minerals, mainly iron and nickel. As you can see in the picture, is shown the layers of the Earth. The core has a solid inner core and a molten outer core. The inner core has a temperature of about 4000 Celsius. Mantle. The middle layer of the Earth is called the mantle. It is the thickest layer, which is made up of rocks rich in minerals such as iron and manganese. Crust. The outermost layer of the Earth is called the crust. It is the coolest and tiniest layer. Life exists on this layer. Oceans and mountains are also present on this layer. It is made up of rocks such as granite and basalt. The crust is divided into different plates. The crust and mantle float on the molten outer core. They are always being pushed upwards with great pressure by hot gases and molten rocks. This results in a formation of mountains. Due to the extreme high pressure that exists below the surface of the Earth, some weak spots in the crust break open. The hot gases and molten rocks called magma eject out through these openings. This is how volcanoes are formed. When a volcano erupts, the magma comes out of the volcano. The magma, when reaches at the surface of the Earth, is called lava. Volcanoes that erupt regularly are called active volcanoes. For example, Mount Etna in Sicily, Italy, has been erupting from the past 500,000 years. Volcanoes that have not erupted for a long time but can erupt again are called dormant volcanoes. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa, is a dormant volcano. And volcanoes that have not erupted during record history are called extinct volcanoes. For example, the Chimborazo volcano in Ecuador and the Shiprock volcano in New Mexico are considered as extinct volcanoes. Movement of the Earth. The Earth shows two kinds of movements, rotation and revolution. 1. The Earth spins on its axis like a spinning top. This movement is called rotation. The Earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. The axis is an imaginary line running through the center of the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. The day and night on Earth are caused because of the rotation of the Earth on its axis. Earth's axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5. There is another imaginary line that runs through the center of the Earth at an angle of 90 degrees to the axis, known as the equator. It divides the Earth into two equal halves. The one half that consists of North Pole is called the Northern Hemisphere, and the other half that consists of South Pole is called the Southern Hemisphere. With performing activity 1, you will observe how day and night occur in the Earth. The Earth goes round the Sun in a fixed orbit. This movement is called revolution. Earth takes 365 days to complete one revolution. This period is called a solar year or simply a year. Change of season. The revolution of Earth around the Sun causes change of season on the Earth. When the North Pole is tilted toward the Sun, the Northern Hemisphere receives direct sun rays. It results in hotter and longer days, thus the Northern Hemisphere has summer season. At the same time, the South Pole is tilted away from the Sun, so the Southern Hemisphere receives slanted sun ray. The days are cooler and shorter here. It shuts winter. It is thus winter season in the Southern Hemisphere. When the North Pole is tilted away from the Sun, the Northern Hemisphere receives slanting sun rays. It thus has winter. During this time, the Southern Hemisphere receives direct sun rays and it thus has summer. Noon is the hottest part of the day. It is because the Sun is directly overhead. The sun rays travel the least distance to reach us. In the morning and evening, the Sun is low in the sky. The sun rays are slanted. They travel longer distance to reach us, so morning and evenings are cooler. The equator receives almost the same amount of sunlight around the year. The seasons do not change here, and it is like summer throughout the year. What would happen if the Earth's axis were not tilted? If Earth's axis were not tilted, the North Pole and the South Pole would always be at the same distance from the Sun. The two hemispheres would receive the same amount of the sunlight throughout the year, thus there would be no change of seasons. In India, there are 5 seasons. In between summer and winter, there is autumn season, and in between winter and summer, there is spring season. It is neither nor too hot nor too cold during autumn and spring season. The 5th season is monsoon. During the season, it rains for most of the days. Look at a globe. Name 2 countries on that will have summer when there is winter in other countries. If there will be summer in Australia, winter will be in India. Now, glossary. Core. Innermost layer of the Earth. Crust. Outermost layer of the Earth. Equator, an imaginary line that runs to the center of the Earth at angle of 90 degrees to the axis and divides the Earth into 2 equal halves. Mantle, middle layer of the Earth. Orbits, fixed path along which planets move around the Sun. Revolution, the movement of the Earth around the Sun. Rotation, the spinning movement of the Earth on its own axis. Satellites, objects that revolve around the planet's solar system. The Sun, the 8 planets and their satellites, along with some heavenly bodies and volcano, an opening in the surface of the Earth through which hot gases and molten rocks are ejected out. Now, assessment zone. Tick the correct answer. 1. Which of the following is the cause of season and on the Earth? Both B and C. Which of the following is the cause of day and night on the Earth? Rotation of the Earth. Which planet has maximum number of moons? Saturn. Which planet are at the middle of the solar system? Mars and Jupiter. Which planet is called the morning star? Venus. Answer in one word. Imaginary line that divides the Earth into 2 equal halves is equator. The movement of Earth around the Sun is revolution. The movement of Earth around on its own axis is rotation. Objects that revolve around the planet are satellite, and fixed path of planets around the sun is called orbit. Fill in the blanks. The planet Earth has not been named after Roman and Greek gods. Mars is also called the red planet. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. Neptune is the farthest planet of the sun. And Saturn has the maximum number of the moons. True or false? 1. Earth is the largest planet of the solar system. False. Earth is the only planet that has life on it. True. Noon is the coolest part of the day. False. The mantle is the hottest layer of the earth. False. When the North Pole is tilted away from the sun, the northern hemisphere receives slanted sunrise. It thus has winter season. True. Answer the questions. We will refer to the notebook. Question number 1. Name all the planets of solar system. The 8 planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. What is a solar year? Earth takes 365.14 days to complete one revolution. This period is called a solar year or simply a year. Define the following. Satellite. Objects that revolve around the planet. A planet is a large heavenly body that revolves around a star or sun. An orbit is a fixed path along which planets move around the sun. Question number 4. Why is Earth called the blue planet? Answer. Nearly 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. This makes the Earth appear blue from space, so it is also known as the blue planet. What would happen if Earth's axis were not tilted? If Earth's axis were not tilted, the North Pole and the South Pole would always be at the same distance from the sun. The two hemispheres would receive the same amount of sunlight throughout the year. Thus, there would be no change of seasons. Question number F. Answer the following questions in detail. 1. Write short notes on the following planets. For Mercury, it is closest to the sun and it is the smallest planet of the solar system. It has no moon and it takes approximately 88 days to complete one revolution around the sun. For Jupiter, it is the 5th planet. It is the largest planet of the solar system. It has 79 moons and it spins faster than other planets. For Uranus, we can write that it is the 7th planet from the Sun. It is the 3rd largest planet of the solar system. It has 27 moons and it was the first planet that was discovered using the telescope. Differentiate between magma and lava. Magma. The hot gases and molten rocks in the crust layer is called magma. But lava, the magma when reaches at the surface of the earth is called lava. What caused change of season? Explain. The revolution of Earth around the sun causes change of season. When the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, the northern hemisphere receives direct sun rays. It results hotter and longer days. Thus, the northern hemisphere has summer season. At the same time, the South Pole is tilted away from the sun, so it receives slanted sun rays. The days are cooler and shorter here. It is thus winter season in the southern hemisphere. How are volcanoes formed? And what is the difference between an extinct and dormant volcano? Answer. Due to the extreme high pressure that exists below the surface of the earth, some weak spots in the crust break open. The hot gases and molten rocks called magma eject out through these openings. This is how volcanoes are formed. Now, the difference between dormant volcanoes and extinct volcanoes. Volcanoes that have not erupted for a long time but can erupt again are called dormant volcanoes. And Volcanoes that have not erupted during recorded history are called extinct volcanoes. Why does the sun appear larger than other stars in the sky? This is because the sun is much closer to the earth than the outer stars. Would it be possible for us to live on Mercury, and why? No, it's not possible for us to live on Mercury because of the high temperature and extreme solar radiation for us to adapt to. What would happen if the Earth slows down its movement around the sun? Answer: the Earth would begin falling toward the sun because of the pull of the sun's gravity, and the Earth spins slower on its axis. This will cause making days and nights longer, as then one full rotation would take more than 24 hours. Now, differences between equator and axis. Equator, it's an imaginary line that runs through the center of the earth at an angle of 90 degrees to the axis and divides the earth into two equal halves. But axis it's an imaginary line running through the center of the earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. Now the worksheets. Worksheet 1 of Chapter 9. Define the following. Planet. It is a large heavenly body that revolves around a star or sun. Constellation. A group of stars forming recognizable patterns in the sky. And satellite. Objects that revolve around the planets. Now match the following. Closest planet to the sun is Mercury, evening star is Venus, largest planet is Jupiter, farthest planet is Neptune, and blue planet is the Earth. Find the odd one out. Number 1, Moon. Number 2 is Mercury, and number 3 is Saturn. Complete the following table. The planets, satellites, and time taken to complete one revolution. Mercury, no satellite, 88 days. Venus, no satellite, 225 days. Earth, 1 satellite, 365 1/4 days. Mars, 2 satellites, 687 days. Jupiter, 79 satellites, 12 years. Saturn, 82 satellites, 30 years. Uranus, 27 satellite, 84 years. And Neptune, 14 satellite and 165 years. Now worksheet 2, name the following. Thickest layer of the earth is mantle. Coolest layer of the earth is crust. Molten rocks that come out due to volcanic eruption is magma. Volcanoes that erupt regularly is active volcanoes. An imaginary line that divides earth into northern and southern hemisphere is equator. Write the name of various seasons of the earth and explain any two. Spring, summer, autumn, rainy, and winter. Summer days are long and hot, and clothes should be cotton and light colored, and winter days are short and cold, and clothes of wool and dark colored clothes to be worn. Here, draw and label the various layers of the earth. Refer to page number 95. And worksheet number 3. Fill in the blank. A star is a huge ball of burning gases. Venus is the hottest planet of the solar system. Inner planets are also called the lucky planets. Earth was formed from the cloud of dust. It rains for most of the day during monsoon season. Choose the correct answer. Which of the following planet was discovered after the invention of telescope? Uranus. Which of the following planet has rings made of rock and ice? Saturn. Volcano can be active, dormant, and extinct. Mercury takes 88 days to complete a revolution around the sun. And winter season has cooler and shorter days. Answer the following. What is axis, and at what angle is the Earth's axis tilted? It's an imaginary line running through the center of the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole, and Earth's axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees. What do we mean by solar system? The Sun, the 8 planets, and their satellites, along with some heavenly bodies, are known as solar system. What are dormant volcanoes? Volcanoes that have not erupted for a long time but can be erupt again are called dormant volcanoes. Why is noon the hottest part of the day? It is because the sun is directly overhead. The sun rays travels the least distance to reach us. So if you enjoyed my video, please do like, share, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. God bless you all.